You're listening to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List on 93 WIBC.
Welcome to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List. My name is Kyle Hawk, and I'll be your host today. And if you don't know already, this show is all about providing you with the best in home, health, and lifestyle topics. We give all kinds of information here, and it comes straight from qualified service provider experts in the industry. Last week, we had a very hard conversation with Tony Johnson, the Concrete Man. It was all about how to install a brand new driveway, and Tony gave us the insight into driveway options and the multitude of ways that you can utilize concrete throughout your home and your landscape. If you missed that episode, you can listen to it by subscribing to our podcast on iTunes. It's so easy. All you got to do is open up iTunes on your home computer or the podcast app on your smartphone and just search Chat with the Experts. You can listen to all of our past episodes. If you hit the subscribe button, you'll be able to stay up to date on every single show as we release it. You can also find us, of course, at angieslist.com. And whether you're looking to hire a reputable company to install a new driveway, or maybe you just need a handyman to take care of some chores around your home, you can find reviews and ratings on all kinds of service providers in your area. If you use the promo code WIBC40, you're going to get 40% off an annual membership, which, by the way, is now under $10. You cannot beat it. Join now at angieslist.com and also find great deals for service in your area from reputable service providers. It's all at angieslist.com. Well, when it's time to consider lighting for both the inside and outside of your home, you might be shocked to find that there are more options than you anticipated. And whether you're choosing between a multitude of light bulb types or finding the right decorative fixture to fit your home style, there's a lot to think about, and making the right choices can really brighten up your home. Here today to help us sort out everything related to lighting and other electrical issues is Chuck Hill. He's a senior electrician with Mr. Sparky here in Indianapolis, and Mr. Sparky's been around since 1920. They provide full electrical service, including breaker systems, computer circuitry, troubleshooting, diagnostics, and of course, custom lighting designs for all around your home. Chuck is a veteran in the field, and we're very happy to have him. Chuck, welcome to Chat with the Experts.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Well, we're glad you're here today, and we're going to be talking about lighting, of course, and some other electrical issues. I wanted to get started by asking you how you got into the electrical field.
Well, I started out working with a plumber one time, and didn't really care much for the plumbing field myself. And
Sure.
His brother was an electrician, and he needed some help, and I went to work with him, and been doing it ever since.
And how many years now have you been?
That's been close to 25 years now.
Yeah, so you're very qualified to speak on the subject. One thing you and I were talking about earlier, I was just speaking of like there's a dangerous element to doing electrical tasks, and that's why we have an expert here on the show to talk to us about, because it's not something anybody just wants to open up a wall and start working with their wiring. What are some of the biggest challenges you face day to day on the job?
Well, there's always the risk of being shocked.
Right.
So the biggest challenge is making sure that whatever you're working on is shut off.
Yeah.
That way you eliminate that element.
Yeah. Do you ever come into a home and find that maybe the homeowner has already tried working with some of the electrical stuff themselves and found out how difficult it is?
Many times, yes. I get a lot of ladies that they said their husband attempted to repair a switch or an outlet or something like that, and then now everything doesn't work. And so, yeah, I've had a lot of experiences in that.
Yeah, it's definitely something that homeowners should be educated about, and knowing the dangers of dealing with their electrical systems. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But to start off, we're going to be talking about lighting. And I guess I want to start by asking, what are some ways that people are sprucing up areas of their home with different lighting setups? What have you seen? Some
of the most popular is adding recessed lighting to your home, because it's a clean, neat look to your ceiling. It takes away the element of the fixture protruding from your ceiling. It's a nice flush, clean, well-lit option.
Right. There's things of like, just changing a light bulb or something, but there's some of these bigger jobs. I mean, doing something like recessed lighting or changing an entire lighting scheme of your home. I mean, how much time and investment are you looking at on a job like that? Is that, several days of somebody coming in and doing work?
Not necessarily. Days now, a few hours here and there. Depends on how elaborate you want to get with it. If you're looking to add 6-8 can lights to a room, usually takes just a day for the installation. Not nothing overly long.
Yeah. Are you ever working alongside another contractor, like some remodeling company or something, or can someone like Mr. Sparky come in and do the whole job?
I generally do it all myself.
Okay.
All the wiring, all the installs. Depends on if the customer's actually remodeling the entire room.
Right.
Occasionally, yes, they do, and that way they do have other contractors in there working. But most of the time, they just want to light up the room.
Sure. Well, as I mentioned, light bulbs are a huge part of the equation, and it may seem like something simple, but there are some things to think about. I wanted to ask what kind of light bulb options are out there, and what are some things you should consider as you're choosing a bulb for an area of your home?
Yeah, there's several different options for lamps. You have halogens, you have CFLs, you have LEDs. Some of them are dimmable, some of them are not dimmable. So you got to choose wisely if you want some that are dimmable or not. The incandescent's pretty much a thing of the past. You're not going to buy them anymore because they are outdated now, and they don't make them anymore, manufacture them anymore.
What kind of bulb is generally going to last the longest if I'm wanting to get something that's going to stick around for a while?
Your LED is pretty much rated your longest life. It's a light-emitting diode. It's a man-made element, and we're rated for approximately 25,000 hours.
Okay. Obviously, we've all seen it. I can go out to the hardware store and find a whole aisle of just light bulbs and endless options and can choose them. How can someone like you come into my home and help me talk through the options? I mean, is that something that happens, or are you expecting that the customer's already going to have bulbs chosen themselves?
Most of the time, everybody knows what they want. Occasionally, there'll be a client that'll request what's best for them.
Okay. Is there a best place to go to kind of find specialty light bulbs, or is just a general hardware store going to have what you need?
Most of your major hardware chains are going to have everything you need. They specialize in different types of lamps.
Okay. And as we talk about these jobs, and you mentioned that sometimes you'll be able to come alongside a homeowner and help them through the process, do you guys provide light bulbs, or is that something that you're going to, if somebody requests, you're going to bring in the bulbs, or you're just going to recommend the customer where to go and what to get?
A lot of times they have them already. But yeah, there are instances we do bring everything that we need for them.
One thing, I know that people consider as they're dealing with light bulbs is what you do with them after you're done. Is there a good way to dispose of old light bulbs? I mean, are there recycling options? How do you go about that? Your
CFLs, and they have mercury in them. So they need to be recycled. There are places you can take them. Some of your major hardware stores will accept them because the mercury in them, you don't want to throw them in your waste to allow the mercury to leach into the water systems.
Right. Yeah, and I know that that's something you think about it, because just throwing a bulb in the trash can or in the trash bag, not only are you the mercury risk, but then the general broken glass risk can be a problem as well.
But your incandescents and your halogens, those you just throw away, and there's not much recycling options for those.
Yeah. As you're working in different homes, is there a certain area of the homes where you've seen people kind of take their lighting more seriously?
More of their living areas, yes. Kitchen areas, they definitely want it bright in their kitchen.
Right. Yeah, especially an area where you're going to be doing as much work as you are there. It's actually time for us to take a short break, but don't short a circuit. When we come back, we're going to ask Chuck about your indoor lighting questions, and we'll also head outdoors to shine a light on landscape lighting options that can really spruce up your curb appeal. Keep it right here. You're listening to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List.
Introducing the all-new Angie's List app, your on-the-go resource for great local service. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you can access ratings and reviews, shop offers, and request scheduling assistance from the palm of your hand. Submit and stay up to date on your projects. Redesigned and easy to use, the new Angie's List app makes getting more from your membership simple and convenient. Anytime, anywhere. Download the free Angie's List app on iTunes today.